safety of mountain users has come under the spotlight again with a fresh spate of muggings on Lion's Head in Cape Town. Just a week ago, a group of students were robbed of their belongings at Knife Point. And then on Sunday, 3 separate groups of tourists were robbed of their belongings at Knife Point. We're joined in studio now by Asmus Zach, who is a socio-economic researcher at the University of Stellenbosch. He was one of the victims on Sunday. Thanks for joining us, Asmus. Can you tell us what exactly happened?
I always felt actually quite safe hiking around Table Mountain and here Lion's Head. Otherwise, I wouldn't have taken my French friend up there on Sunday. And only now that I talked to the police, I actually heard that these incidences happen actually quite regularly on Lion's Head. And yeah, so I didn't expect that at all actually to be happening.
Okay, and tell me a little bit about your French friend. What was the occasion? What time did you go? Just give me a little breakdown of what exactly happened.
No, so the sad thing is she just arrived. She arrived in the morning, and because she arrived quite late and she likes hiking, I was thinking, okay, let's do a quick hike, go on top of Lion's Head, because you have such a great view. You can just, such a nice place to actually show her what's Cape Town, how does Cape Town looks like. Yeah. So we're just walking up there. It's this beautiful afternoon, it's sunny, and we're just talking a little bit about inequality and racial problems. And the next moment, what happens is that these 2 guys come in front of us, and she thinks like they're 2 friends of mine because she doesn't expect anything. And then, yeah, in the next moment, they hold a knife against her neck and tell her, give us everything or we kill you. And yeah, so it was quite a shocking experience.
It sounds like it. And what was your reaction at the time? Did you realize what was going on at first?
You see, I do a lot of trail running, and when the guys coming down at the first moment, because they were looking quite young and fit, and they're running down, for the first moment I thought, oh, they do trail running, because you see so many people do trail running Lion's Head. And only the next moment I see that they have a lot of backpacks, a lot of purses on them, and in that moment they were already on us, because it was everything happening so quick. Now, well, and then as I see the situation, I directly just gave them my phone, and then they were already running to the next tourists, and yeah, it happened super fast.
So they were busy running down the mountain, and
exactly.
Were they well dressed? I mean, you say they looked almost like trail runners. So they didn't look suspicious?
No, I mean, if you see them, I wouldn't. At the first moment, you wouldn't think that that didn't look suspicious. There were 2 young, fit youngsters. I would say between 18 and 21 max, and yeah, but talking to the police, they say that this is actually the first time ever that happened, that they start now robbing many people in a row. So they were quite clever by doing it, I must admit, because they started high up on top of the mountain, and then just every tourist par or everyone hiker which was coming up the mountain, they were just on them in seconds. And so in that way they could rob like 9 people, I think, in total or something.
Wow, so they took your phone. What else did they take?
So for me, because I was very light, they only took my phone, but I know that of the other tourists, for example, there was this German couple of girls, they took everything, like cameras, passports, and they were completely frustrated and desperate because they wanted to leave the country in the evening, and they couldn't anymore. And for my French friend, it also was really sad. So she had in her backpack as well a passport. She had some money. She had like really expensive jackets, and she wanted to leave to Friday. On Friday, she wanted to leave to the Alps for another hiking trip. So now yesterday we had to get everything new for her.
And are you still in contact with the other people who were mugged? Did you guys swap contact details? I'm sure you've bonded through this experience.
We actually did, right? Yeah. So for some reason the one other South African and his Irish friend, we met them like now a couple of times. We met them twice at the police station, and I even saw them yesterday at a supermarket, and yeah, we just talked, and we said we are on contact now on Facebook, and I think we will just have a drink at some point. Like you said, you kind of bond after something like that happened to you.
And what have they told you? You know, have they discussed what their experience was like at all with you?
I felt like the four of us, we were really fine. Me and my French friend and those two, we kind of, I mean, we were really angry what happened, that the police were that moment not helping at all, so not helpful, so we didn't like that, but somehow this experience wasn't that dramatic to us, and we think like, okay, these things can happen, shouldn't happen at all, and we started discussing a little bit what are the reasons, how should you behave now in the future. But like the four of us directly agreed, okay, it was exactly the right thing to give everything away. There's no point of fighting with these guys. I mean, they are desperate. They have nothing to lose. Whereas us, I mean, everything can be replaced. And I think the other tourists, they were completely crazy and crying and.
And you seem to have a lot of international friends. What are your thoughts on inviting them to South Africa after this incident?
I think I don't want anyone not to come to South Africa anymore because of that. I mean, I understand how some people might be so frightened, and if you're coming from Germany, where you don't experience those type of daily crime at all, I can see how that's quite dramatic, but on the other hand, I tell them, if you come here and if you behave in the right way, normally you can actually protect yourself quite well. And if you are clever and don't take credit cards and maybe the most expensive iPhone and cameras on you, then you're not an easy target. So my girlfriend from Germany is still coming to visit me now in a few months, and I still have other friends coming in November. I think this is such a beautiful country, and it would be such a shame if people don't come here anymore. I mean, we need these people for our tourist industry. I mean, so I always tell them that it's actually just this is just a problem with the system, that we can't offer the young Black African enough employment, that we fail the education, and that they're desperate. And if you want to solve the crime, you actually have to solve the education and the unemployment problem in this country. And yeah.
And do you think it's funny or ironic at all that your position here has to do with socio-economic policy?
Yeah, no, like I said, this is exactly what you think. Okay, you research inequality, research the problem of unemployment. I mean, this is what I do every day. I try to understand, use unemployment. And then if you see these guys, I wasn't angry at them at all, because I can kind of understand. They seem to be fit, they seem to be young, they seem to be clever, but they don't get the opportunity they deserve. I calculated that in one day, in 1 hour, they make more money than their mother would make in a whole year. I mean, it's crazy that the inequality is that huge, right? And if you give them the better education, if you give them better job opportunities, I don't think at all that these two would be ending up robbing tourists.
And I guess my last question is whether you'll go back to Lion's Head or to another mountain range again.
So talking to the police, to this detective who seemed to have lots of experience, I think I might not going up Lion's Head, at least unless it's a full moon hike, when it's so full that nothing can happen. Or if I hear that they really changed the system with the rangers, because they are talking now to the rangers and they're making plans. But until the system how it is in place at the moment, I don't think it's actually safe. I mean, I think that something can happen there, and therefore I wouldn't take friends up there anymore. But so I would rather go on Table Mountain, where it's way more difficult actually, because they can't run away. If they rob you in Table Mountain, there's no easy path where they can flee and they can get away. Whereas Lion's Head, how Lion's Head built is just so easy to run away in all directions. That's the reason why they love it, and they know that there are so many tourists who are very easy targets. because Lion's Head is such an easy walk, and